Hi everyone, I am Alchemystic. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to go over something very simple that we used to do back, what was it, in the 90s, early 2000s, that a lot of people just dropped. And I want to go over that on how you can use this when the 3D is showing you negative circumstances, it's going against your manifestation, or just simply adapting to a better self-concept. But before I get into that, if you would like to work with me personally, my links to my services are in the description. And as I'm posting this video, I have started a member side of the channel where I will be documenting my physical changes currently on my body. I'm going to be posting a video on that side following my journey about every couple of weeks, as well as other exclusive videos. I'm going to be going over methods and techniques over there that have worked for me and my clients, as well as many other things that are going to be members only. Of course, I'm still going to give you guys value here publicly as well as I always have, but there will be some stuff over there that is just for members, as well as exclusive discounts. So as I'm getting this members area live, if you join early, within the first 2 weeks, I will have an exclusive, very big discount on my services on the members only community posts. So if you've been thinking about getting coaching with me, the members side is only going to be $10 a month, and then you get a huge discount to try out my services. If you're interested in that, all the links will be in the description. Let's go ahead and get into this. So this came up in quite a few sessions, and this is something that I do, that I've always done, and I just thought about it. I'm like, why have I not told anybody else this? So I have been. I've been telling other people this, and they're really resonating with it. They're really making shifts. And think about it. In the 90s and early 2000s, what was the huge phrase that was going around? WWJD. What would Jesus do? And you really got to think about this for a moment. We used to wear these bracelets that had this, and you'd be in a situation that's not favorable, and you'd be like, wait a minute, what would Jesus do? So I want to adapt that and say, what would the best version of you do in this situation that will be in your desired reality? So let's give an example here. Majority of you watching me are trying to manifest love or a better relationship with your person, whatever it is, right? SPs. So what you would do is, let's say hypothetically, your person's giving you the cold shoulder. They're not cooperating to the techniques that you're doing, the methods that you're doing. You're doing all the right things, but you're still being triggered by them giving you the cold shoulder. Ask yourself, what would the version of me do that is experiencing the best relationship with them? What would Jesus do? Because you are Jesus. You are God. You are the universe. You are source having a human experience. This is fact. Everybody that watches me is aware of this because they've been studying manifestation and law of assumption, law of being, law of attraction, all of those sort of things, right? What would the highest version of you do in a situation that is showing you the opposite of what you desire? Would you pay it any mind? Your person's giving you the cold shoulder. You have no idea why they might be doing that. Oh, they didn't text you today. Maybe they got overwhelmed from work. Did you think about that? Maybe something happened with them that they're just not ready to tell you. I had a client recently that she hadn't heard from her person in a few days and was spiraling. So we exchanged a few messages. She's part of my texting membership. And I said the same thing that I'm saying right now. What would the highest version of you do in this situation? Let's say you're in and she wants to be married. So I said, okay, you guys are now married. You're living together. He's at work, he hasn't texted you, and maybe that's gone on when you guys aren't together for a few days. If you're married and you know that your relationship is great, what would your reaction be to that? You probably would say, oh, he's having a bad day at work, or, oh, I hope he's okay. I'll hear from him soon. Right? She did that shift. And instantly, I mean instant, this was within a couple of hours when she did that shift with me through text. She showed me screenshots where she got a message from her person saying that his dog just passed away. And he was sorry that he hadn't messaged her in a few days. All of you that have pets can understand this. I've had dogs, I've had cats, I've had rabbits, I've had all the things. And instantly, I felt sympathy for him. Instantly, I was like, oh my God, he must be really going through it, because he had this dog for a long time. And she said the same thing. She was like, oh my God, they were inseparable. Like he brought this dog on our first date because they went hiking together. Like, he brings this dog everywhere he can. That's his baby. And I was like, see, it wasn't personal. Now, did she want that to be the reason? No, she just said that he's been busy at work. But sometimes you just don't know. Would we want that to be the reason? No, of course not. But you never know what the reason is. They could be thinking about you so much and thinking about how amazing of a person you are that they're planning something great for you, and you don't know. Or they feel that they can't measure up to the person that you deserve, and they're working on themselves so that way they can be. And I know some of you will say, well, alchemistic, how can that be? Because they're off with the 3P and all this stuff. How do you know they didn't go off with this 3P because they don't think they can deserve you, so they're trying to settle? And they're going to see that this other person isn't even compared to you, and they're going to come running back. But you don't know, because you are spiraling in thoughts that go against your desire. You're feeding the evil wolf, as I call it, instead of feeding the good wolf. And then what has to happen? So, you can use this with my stop, select, self framework. Stop, take a pause. Realize that this is just one selection of reality. Okay? This selection of reality will always exist, but we're going to select a different one. We're going to select a different one, and we're going to become the self by asking, what would I do if I was already in my desired end? And this could apply to anything. Again, let's use a financial situation. Let's say that you just were hit with a big medical debt. This is another client of mine. You just were hit with a big medical debt. You don't know where you're going to get money from. You're spiraling from that. If you already had the money to pay off the debt, how would you be acting right now? What would Jesus do? How would you be acting right now if you were the highest version of yourself? You wouldn't be worried about a medical debt. You'd be like, whatever, here, pay it, gone. It would already be gone. It wouldn't even be a second thought. It would be a drop in the bucket if you had the finances for that. If you were in that desired end of having financial abundance. More than enough. Right? Again, it can be for any situation where you're trying to manifest something and then the opposite comes in your reality. You're triggered by something. Somebody says something. I don't know. Somebody gave you a dirty look. Right? Don't take it personal. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do if the barista at the coffee shop gave him attitude? You're like, oh man, I hope that they're having a good day. Sounds like they're not. Instead of, why are they talking to me like that? And I'm using that as an example because I've done that myself. I've talked about this in live streams, and I've had it where I've gone to a local coffee shop I go to, and I was at the speaker ordering my coffee, and the person was giving me attitude. And I said, oh man, they must be having a bad day. I hope that their day gets better. That's literally the thought I had. And I let it go, and I went to go drive around to get my coffee. What happened? When I got to the window, the barista apologized for having an attitude with me. I didn't even bring it up. They apologized to me. They said, I'm so sorry I talked to you like that earlier. We just had the worst Karen that came into the coffee shop. And so I didn't mean to take that out on you. Here is a free bagel with your coffee. I hope that you have an amazing day. And I thanked them, and I said, oh no, it's no worries. I've been in the service industry as well. I completely understand. I was like, I hope they don't come back. And so it made them laugh, and they smiled. And you see, you can shift your reality. You can shift it by shifting who you are being. I could have easily been the person that's like, of course I'd get the barista that has an attitude. They're probably going to spit in my coffee. And that probably would have happened. But what did I do instead? I shifted it to, oh man, I hope they're okay, right? I hope their day gets better. Your reality is a mirror of you. They can only reflect back to you who you are being, your identity. This is why I preach about this all the time. It all goes to self-concept. It all goes to who you are being. That is self-concept. Who are you identifying with? Are you identifying with the person that has the barista with an attitude, or are you identifying with the person that people apologize to you for having an attitude and give you free stuff? It's all up to you. But that's it, guys. I hope that this video resonated with you. And I want you to comment, what would Jesus do? And then tell me what your highest self, what the best version of you would do in your desired end. I want you to tell me. Or you can just comment WWJD. That's fine too. Just comment that if you don't want to share. But I hope that you guys join me over on my members side. I am posting my body transformation over there, and I'm excited about it. I already know I'm shifting, and I talk about that in that video because things are already happening. So I hope that you guys join me over there, but if not, that's okay. Either way, I know no matter who is I know no matter who is watching my videos, day or night, you're about to have the best day or night of your life. And I already know that that's the case for you. Take care.